We Were Liars, originally a 2014 young adult novel by Lockhart, quickly became a favorite for readers thanks to its unique blend of psychological thriller, family drama, and mystery, all unfolding on a private island estate. So when Prime Video announced they were adapting it into a show, fans were super excited. But turning a story this layered and twisty into a visual series took a lot of careful work behind the scenes. Lockhart stayed closely involved throughout the entire adaptation process. She partnered up with showrunners Julie Plex and Karina Adley Mackenzie to make sure the show didn't stray too far from what made the book so powerful. In interviews, Lockhart talked about how important it was for her that the adaptation preserve the novel's emotional core, the haunting mood, and that sense of mystery that lingers throughout. She recognized that translating a book to screen is a different kind of storytelling. Things like pacing, character development, and some plot points had to be adjusted to work better visually and to fit the episodic format. Julie and Karina treated the adaptation like a delicate balancing act. Their goal was to keep the essence of the book, especially Cadence's fragile mental state, while reshaping the story to fit a multi-episode show. This meant expanding minor characters who were briefly mentioned in the book, diving deeper into the backstories of the Sinclair family, and ramping up tensions in ways that would keep viewers engaged over multiple episodes. One of the trickiest parts was dealing with the novel's unreliable narration and its fragmented timeline. Cadence's memories jump around, which is a huge part of the book's suspense and mystery. The showrunners decided to use a non-linear storytelling style, with flashbacks and visual clues helping viewers piece together the puzzle alongside Cadence. Pulling this off required a lot of precision in the writing and editing, so the audience would stay hooked and intrigued without getting confused or frustrated. Julie Plex mentioned that the ongoing collaboration with Lockhart was essential for keeping the show's tone just right, more of a haunting psychological thriller wrapped up in family tragedy than a typical mystery series. The author and creators teaming up made for a great balance, sticking to the book but also giving the story the freedom it needed to shine on screen. The heart of We Were Liars really lies in its characters, their complicated relationships, hidden struggles, and the messy emotions driving all their actions. So, casting was absolutely key to capturing all that emotional depth and tension that gives the series its power. At the center are the Liars, the tight-knit group of cousins who hold the story together. Cadence Sinclair Eastman, played by Alyn Lind, Gat Paddle, played by Shubham Maheshwari, Mirren Sinclair Sheffield, played by Esther McGregor, and Johnny Sinclair Dennis, played by Joseph Zada. Alyn Lind was chosen as Cadence because she has this incredible ability to show vulnerability and strength at the same time. Even though she's a young actress, Lind brought so much nuance to Cadence's trauma and her struggle to find herself, which really anchors the emotional core of the show. Shubham Maheshwari was a bit of a standout find for the team. They actually discovered him through an Instagram casting call, and what impressed them was the genuine, natural vibe he gave off in his self-tape filmed in his dorm room. His portrayal of Gat, who's kind of an outsider in the Sinclair family due to his Indian heritage, added some really important layers to the story, showing cultural tension and giving the audience an outsider's perspective on this wealthy, complicated family. Esther McGregor, who plays Mirren, brought a quiet but powerful intensity to the role. Mirren is the artistic, thoughtful cousin who doesn't say much but has a lot going on underneath the surface. McGregor's performance does a great job of hinting at that complexity behind Mirren's reserved nature. Then there's Joseph Zada as Johnny, the impulsive cousin. He gave Johnny this mix of charm and depth, perfectly capturing both his recklessness and his vulnerability. On the adult side of things, the Sinclair family isn't picture-perfect by any means. They're full of emotional fractures, denial, and all the messy stuff that comes with privilege and family secrets. So they cast some seasoned actors to play these complicated adults. Caitlin Fitzgerald takes on Penny Sinclair, Cadence's mom, and she nails that balance between sarcasm and a kind of hidden pain that feels so real. Mamie Gummer plays Carrie Sinclair, a mom who's torn between sticking with her family and dealing with her own struggles, and she brings a lot of sensitive but conflicted energy to the role. Candace King's Bess Sinclair is another adult caught between denial and trying to keep control of the family's chaos, and Rahul Kohli plays Ed Patil, Got's uncle, who's a calmer presence trying to navigate all the tension. Then you've got David Morse and Wendy Crewson as the Sinclair patriarch and matriarch, who bring a serious weight to the show. Their characters are authority figures on the surface, but the actors reveal cracks and vulnerabilities underneath as the story unfolds. The actors talked a lot about how layered and flawed their characters are, which gave them a chance to dive deep into topics like mental health, identity, and the heavy legacy that the Sinclair family carries. A big challenge for the cast was showing all the emotions that aren't said out loud, like the guilt, resentment, and love simmering just below the surface of this polished family. One of the biggest challenges the production faced was bringing Beechwood Island, a fictional private island off Martha's Vineyard, known for its exclusivity and natural beauty. To capture that vibe, the team filmed in Nova Scotia, Canada, which offered breathtaking coastal landscapes and diverse settings that perfectly match the story's tone. The Sinclair family's mansion, Clairmont, acts as its own character. This imposing and elegant estate symbolizes the family's wealth, privilege, and all their hidden secrets. For exterior shots, the production used a stunning 20-acre waterfront estate on Blue Rocks Road near Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. With a private sandy beach and heated pool, the location perfectly showcased the luxurious yet isolating world the Sinclairs inhabit. Since Beechwood Island is fictional, the filmmakers creatively blended real footage with CGI to craft its dreamy, mysterious geography and size. The small-town scenes near the Sinclair estate were filmed in Lunenburg, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Lunenburg's colorful buildings and maritime charm gave the show an authentic coastal New England feel, grounding the story in a believable setting. A notable detail is the Scoop Shop ice cream bar, actually filmed at the South Shore Fish Shack on Montague Street, a local favorite transformed into the series' charming town hangout. Other key locations also made the island feel more real. Aunt Bess's waterfront home, called Cuddle Down House in the show, was shot at a 5-bedroom cliffside rental in Indian Harbor, Nova Scotia, with dramatic ocean views and a cozy, yet upscale vibe fitting her character. Meisner's Island was also featured extensively, highlighting the coastal landscape's natural beauty and mystery. The thrilling cliff diving scene was filmed at Ovens Natural Park along the Lighthouse route, known for its rugged cliffs and stunning ocean vistas. Even the funeral scene in Episode 3 was shot on location at St. Luke's Anglican Church in Hubbards, adding solemnity and authenticity to the story. The look and feel of We Were Liars play a crucial role in telling the story, with production design, costumes, and cinematography immersing viewers in the Sinclair family's world and Cadence's fractured mind. The Clairmont Mansion reflects the family's wealth and tensions. Rich textures and vintage furniture paired with a muted color palette create a timeless yet cold atmosphere. Details like empty rooms, heavy drapes, and dim lighting emphasize themes of isolation and emotional repression. The elegant exterior contrasts with the emotional storms inside, highlighting the family's effort to maintain appearances while falling apart beneath the surface. Costumes further build this world by blending classic prep school style with modern luxury, underscoring the Sinclair's traditions and entitlement. Cadence's evolving wardrobe mirrors her journey from fragility to confidence, while Gat's distinct style marks him as an outsider within this privileged group, conveying character through subtle visual cues. Cinematography uses soft, natural lighting to give the series a dreamy, nostalgic feel. Flashbacks and tense moments shift to sharper, contrasted lighting, reflecting Cadence's unreliable memories and fragmented mind. The cool, muted color palette adds melancholy, with warmer tones highlighting intimacy and revelation. Natural elements like wind and sunlight create a poetic, bittersweet tone. Sound design and music deepen the atmosphere, with ambient coastal sounds grounding the story's setting and haunting melodies echoing Cadence's emotional turmoil. Together, these elements craft a world that is both beautiful and unsettling, perfectly capturing the themes of family secrets, trauma, and fragile appearances. The We Were Liars team crafted a beautifully haunting world through thoughtful locations, design, costumes, and cinematography. Every detail pulled viewers into the Sinclair family's messy story, making Beechwood Island feel totally real and unforgettable. Thanks for watching Collider. See you next time.